is that? Not really for sure what it is. I can't say that that isn't a vehicle. It looked like there was something down there, and I wasn't going to leave until I knew for sure. Okay, we are at basically just off Lake of the Ozarks in a private lake, and getting the kayak all suited up and ready to play so we can get in. Of course, once again, I'm out here by myself. You know, but unfortunately that's the way it is. It's a little windy today, and you can probably hear the wind blowing through the microphone, but this is the lake. And as you can see, this road here makes a sharp turn and then comes up and then right in and over. Is it possible that somebody could just drive right off in there and not be seen? Yeah, absolutely. We can look for it. Water looks really clear, actually. We have to get in. That might be a benefit. So it's really windy. Wind's coming in this direction, so I might just work my way back and forth this way, letting the wind help in the process. So here we go. Got to get things turned on. You see, we're set. Let me just kind of get into position. Crosswind might be an issue. So I'm probably going to paddle straight out and then let the wind just bring me in order to scan, make sure that there's nothing in here. You see, I'm shaking back and forth, and you can see that on the screen. It's because the wind's coming in. So I'm going to get over here. I'm going to use now the wind's at our back, and it kind of quit blowing a little bit, but that's okay. The wind does die down, and I can just go back and forth across this bank. That will get us the information we need a lot faster, but we're going to do it this way. The kayak right towards that road. Did not see anything coming across this way, but this is our best location. Back and forth right here. It's starting to come up pretty quickly there. Nothing that would indicate anything. What's that? Alright. I am just gonna I don't know, you tell me. Right about here is where we should start seeing that. Maybe? Too small. That's too small. Okay, here's something. Here's my search pattern. Stayed mainly in this area because this is the bank. This is the dam area right here. So went back and forth across this, got here. You know, the different targets there. Seen that. Went through that really good. Of course, we didn't see anything. We made sure on this one and that one that it was not a vehicle. This is the smaller of all of the lakes that we're searching today. You know, I'm just overwhelmed at how beautiful it is around here. It really is. I mean, you get all these houses and stuff built around here, but they've done a really good job of keeping houses far enough away from the lake that it still looks beautiful. I can see why so many people come to this area. The Ozarks are just absolutely amazing. You know, when you live somewhere your entire life, you're just like, okay, this is what the world looks like. And you don't step back and appreciate what you have right here in front of you. You know, people travel to other places, you know, Arizona, the desert, because that's not what they're used to seeing. But the people there are like, oh, that's just my everyday life. I'm glad this is my everyday life. Get up to approximately 3 miles an hour and take a look at what's down below. Yeah, I'm going to say no. Just, I mean, it does stick up a little bit there, cast some shadow. Alright, see that right there? That thing, the thing we just went by. Just wanted to kind of give you an idea. You know, we're scanning out 60 feet, what that would look like. So if we did see a car on here, let me get back around here so you can look at that drain. 4 foot by 4 foot. You gotta think a car is at least 8 foot by 6 foot wide. So that's what you just seen on the sonar right there. Let me do it again. That's what you're seeing. That's how big that is. And that's how it shows up. So just to give you perspective, if let's say there was a car, it would be almost twice that length. Almost twice that length. So when I see things like that, okay, that's a little small. That's to give you guys a visual reference what we're talking about. Just to kind of give you guys a perspective on, you know, what I'm doing here and physically what it takes. Not that I'm complaining at all. I don't mind. I'll take the pain. But as a scuba diver and a responsible scuba diver, I had already made the decision that if I came to this location after being to 2 others, if I did find something, I would not dive it. Why? Because you have to take in consideration your physical ability, where you're at, also emotionally. Emotionally, I prepared myself the day before to dive in the water and search for a missing person. Physically, I have rode who knows how many miles at this point. I am physically worn out. You set for long periods of time. It's an hour-and-a-half drive over here. Setting actually wears you out. So I had made the decision, because it's the responsible thing to do as a scuba diver, to not dive if I found something. That decision had already been made in my head. I sat there, I was like, okay, where am I at physically? What if I find something? So, just to give you a perspective of, in our head, what we're doing, what we're thinking, and being a responsible scuba diver, that is it. Ask yourself honest questions and answer them honestly. How am I feeling physically right now? Hey, I'm worn down. My upper body, I don't know if I could, if I think for a second that I could not pull myself up, if there was a shadow of a doubt, that's when you call the dive, before you ever get in the water.
What brings us to this location is the fact that there's a road that goes all the way across the earthen dam.
Now that gives access to the water at just about any point. Got it all rigged up here. Just like the other lake we were at. The wind's coming that direction. Picked up a little bit. Actually, it's kind of calmed down. So we're gonna get the hummingbird all humming. What is that? And that. There's a little something right. What is that? I mean, it almost looks rectangular in shape, and it's big enough. After I seen this, I just started hitting sonar from all kinds of different angles, trying to figure out what this is. Is that a car sticking up? As I try to determine what this is, I run into a few issues. On the side scan, it looks like it could be a car. It's a little too small, but nevertheless, it's within the right range. On the down imaging, it looks like a vehicle that is actually upside down with the tires up, but you can't see any of the tires on the down imaging. I can't say that that isn't a vehicle. And is there, I mean, are we seeing? All right, so. I've located this thing, and I think it's time to drop a magnet on it. All right, so pretty much got done here with this lake here. It's a nice place. Nice houses around here. Good location, friendly people coming through. But you didn't get to see any of that because, just like all things, batteries die. So about the time whenever I decided it was time to drop the magnet down in the water, the battery did die. I might have caught a little bit of it, me getting ready or something like that. But anyway, to catch you up on what happened, instead of going in and back and faking it, went back to that target area where I seen that square kind of shaped object, and man, I put that magnet everywhere. Couldn't get the magnet to stick, and that's a heavy-duty magnet. So that being said, I'm gonna pack up and move on. So, you know, the thing about this is don't let your frustrations get to you. Don't get down when you don't find anything. Because I've been hundreds and hundreds of miles looking for one guy, and nothing, of course. But we keep going. Keep looking until there's no reason to look anymore. That is no joke. I am freaking exhausted. 3 small lakes in one day. It's a lot. And that one, it looked like there was something down there, and I wasn't going to leave until I knew for sure. So I will probably end up sending that off, take some pictures of that, send it to some other people who are much more skilled than I am. I'm not afraid to admit that I'm a novice. It takes practice, takes experience, takes dedication. I'm not afraid of that. I'm also not afraid to reach out and ask for help. This is not an emergency, but I do need to report that it looks like it's setting at an angle.
Just now found
Found a car or a vehicle in the water.